This sensual high-fashion photography session is a raw behind-the-scenes look at how light, mood, and precision come together to create striking visual art. In this BTS breakdown, I reveal how I sculpt the model with two flashes to build depth, contrast, and cinematic drama that instantly grabs attention. Every frame is designed to feel bold, elegant, and magnetic, blending fashion attitude with artistic storytelling. You'll see the real creative process, light placement, pose direction, micro adjustments, and the energy on set that transforms a simple studio into a high-fashion stage. This shoot is not just about taking photos, it's about crafting emotion, tension, and style in a way that feels modern, fearless, and unforgettable. This sensual, high-fashion photography session is an immersive journey into the hidden mechanics of visual seduction, where light is treated as architecture, mood becomes texture, and precision transforms intention into unforgettable imagery. What you're seeing is not just a behind-the-scenes clip, it's the anatomy of a moment being built from nothing, a quiet studio evolving into a charged creative arena, where every decision is deliberate and every movement contributes to the final illusion. Two flashes become the core instruments of this performance, not merely tools for exposure, but sculpting devices that carve the body into lines of power, elegance, and tension. The air feels heavy with anticipation as styling, posture, and direction align in real time, creating a rhythm that pulses through the set. There is a cinematic energy in the way shadows wrap around the subject, and how highlights trace the silhouette, and how micro-adjustments shift the emotional temperature of a frame from calm to electric in seconds. Fashion here is not passive clothing, it is armor, attitude, narrative. The model doesn't simply pose, she occupies space with intention, channeling confidence that translates through the lens as visual magnetism. Every flash fires like punctuation in a sentence written with light, defining structure, emphasizing mood, and guiding the viewer's eye with surgical control. You begin to understand that high-fashion photography is less about capturing reality and more about constructing a heightened version of it, where elegance is amplified and sensuality becomes an aesthetic language rather than a statement. The process is hypnotic. Camera clicks echo softly while the lighting choreography continues in perfect dialogue with body movement, fabric flow, and expression. Nothing is accidental. Even the smallest tilt of the chin or rotation of the shoulder is calibrated to maintain tension and grace. This is where technical mastery meets instinct, where preparation dissolves into flow and creativity takes command. The studio lights don't just illuminate skin, they translate emotion into geometry, turning curves into compositions and posture into architecture. Watching the transformation unfold feels addictive, like witnessing raw potential crystallize into editorial power in real time. Each frame is built to feel expensive, cinematic, and unapologetically modern, a fusion of luxury aesthetics and fearless artistic direction. The environment itself becomes part of the story. The quiet hum of equipment, the focused silence between shots, the sudden burst of energy when the perfect angle is discovered. It's a dance between photographer and subject, a silent conversation spoken through gesture and timing, where trust enables experimentation, and experimentation leads to magic. Sensuality in this context is refined, controlled, intentional. It exists in the interplay of shadow and highlight, in the suggestion of form rather than exposure, in the confidence radiating from posture and gaze. The result is imagery that doesn't beg for attention, it commands it. Viewers aren't just looking at photographs, they're being pulled into a constructed reality that feels aspirational, cinematic, and emotionally charged. This shoot demonstrates that powerful fashion imagery is born from discipline disguised as spontaneity, from structure hidden beneath apparent effortlessness. Two flashes, a model, a vision, and suddenly a blank space becomes a stage for visual storytelling that feels larger than life. The camera becomes a translator of energy, capturing not just surfaces but atmosphere, not just style but presence. As the session progresses, momentum builds, poses evolve from soft to assertive, lighting ratios tighten to intensify contrast, and the images gain a sharper, more editorial edge. You can sense the narrative arc forming, like a fashion film condensed into still frames. This is the essence of high-fashion BTS, revealing that glamour is engineered through patience, experimentation, and relentless attention to detail. Every successful shot is the culmination of dozens of invisible choices aligning perfectly for a fraction of a second. That fleeting convergence is what makes the final image feel alive. The studio ceases to be a room and becomes a cinematic environment where identity, style, and light merge into a single statement. What remains after the flashes fade is a sequence of visuals that feel timeless yet contemporary, sensual yet controlled, artistic yet commercially sharp. This session isn't about access, it's about precision elevated to art. It proves that when lighting is intentional and direction is fearless, photography transcends documentation and becomes performance. The viewer doesn't just see the result, they feel the atmosphere embedded in every frame, the tension before the shutter clicks, the confidence after the click, the silent acknowledgement that something iconic has just been created. And that is the addictive core of high-fashion sensual photography, the ability to turn light into emotion, posture into narrative, and a single moment into an image that refuses to be forgotten. This sensual high-fashion photography session is an intimate, behind-the-scenes journey into the artistry of light, shadow, and precision, revealing how every detail transforms a simple studio into a high-fashion playground. In this BTS exploration, I dissect the way two flashes are used not just to illuminate, but to sculpt, define, and dramatize the model's form, creating layers of depth and contrast that command attention instantly. Every frame is meticulously designed to exude boldness, elegance, and magnetism, marrying the attitude of fashion with the nuance of artistic storytelling. You'll witness the real creative process, the careful placement of light, the subtle adjustments of posture, the micro movements that alter the energy of a shot, and the dynamic rhythm of a set alive with creativity. The flashes are more than tools, they are instruments of narrative, carving shapes, highlighting contours, and amplifying emotion in ways that feel cinematic yet effortless. Watching the session unfold, you see how fashion photography transcends documentation and becomes performance. The model moves with intention, inhabits space with confidence, and collaborates in an unspoken dialogue where each gesture and expression is amplified through light. The atmosphere on set is electric yet controlled. The tension between shadow and highlight becomes a visual language that communicates elegance, sensuality, and narrative depth without words. Every choice, from the tilt of a shoulder to the angle of the gaze, is deliberate, contributing to the creation of images that feel modern, fearless, and unforgettable. This is not just about capturing beauty, it's about building mood, crafting tension, and channeling emotion into visual form. The creative process itself becomes part of the story, the anticipation before the shutter clicks, the adjustments that transform a moment, the orchestration of light and pose that elevate every frame into a work of art. Here, high fashion is experienced as more than clothing or style. It is attitude, presence, and energy distilled into a visual narrative that resonates with sophistication and allure. The combination of technical mastery and instinctual creativity allows the images to feel alive. Viewers don't just see the photograph, they sense the movement, the emotion, and the artistry embedded within it. By the end of the session, the result is a collection of visuals that command attention and linger in memory, each frame a testament to the power of lighting, composition, and fearless direction. This BTS glimpse reveals how high-fashion photography thrives at the intersection of control and spontaneity, transforming simple elements into extraordinary expressions of style, emotion, and cinematic drama. It is a process that celebrates craft, imagination, and the invisible details that make every image magnetic, compelling, and entirely unforgettable.